Welcome to this week's Maryland's Missing and the Murdered. Maryland's Missing and the Murdered is a weekly YouTube channel that covers the topic of missing and murdered individuals from the state of Maryland. This week I am covering the story of the Lululemon Murder. If you are not familiar with Lululemon, it is an athletic apparel store. Many women swear by their yoga pants. On March 12, 2011, in the morning, an employee opening the store saw blood all over the place and the store was in disarray. Before investigating further, the employee went back outside and called the police. When police arrived, they discovered two women in the store. One was dead in the back hallway and another was in the bathroom moaning. Dead in the hallway was 30-year-old employee Jayna Murray. She had over 300 wounds to her body. In the bathroom tied up was 29-year-old employee Brittany Norwood. She was tied up, had cuts to her hands and face, and the crotch area of her pants had been cut. Brittany Norwood told police that after the store closed, they went back in to retrieve Jayna's wallet that she had forgotten, but two masked men followed them in. Norwood reported to the police that the masked men tied them up, sexually assaulted them, and when Jayna resisted, they killed her. Brittany Norwood was taken to the hospital, where doctors checking her out determined that she had not been sexually assaulted and the cuts on her hands and face were superficial. Jayna's body was taken to the medical examiner's office. The medical examiner concluded that Jayna Murray was killed by a hammer, knife, and a wrench, all found in the store. She had been bludgeoned, choked, and stabbed to death. Like Brittany, Jayna was not sexually assaulted either. She had a bloody rope around her neck, and a merchandise display rod was used to bash her head in. Jayna Murray had 107 defense wounds. Jayna suffered a fractured skull and her spinal cord was severed by the wound through her neck. Per the evidence, she attempted to escape through the back door. Police investigating noticed that there were two sets of footprints in the blood. One was Jayna's and the other belonged to a men's size 14 sneaker. The police discovered the sneakers were still in the store, so that raised the police's suspicions. Police interviewed workers from next door Apple store and reported that they had heard two women arguing the previous day. They also heard someone scream, quote, "Oh God, please help me," end quote. Police forensically found blood in Jayna Murray's car. That blood belonged to Brittany Norwood. A week after the crime, Brittany Norwood was arrested for Jayna Murray's death. During questioning, the real story of what happened came out. When Jayna Murray double-parked her car out front and came back to retrieve her wallet, Jayna found Brittany stealing some merchandise from the store. An argument ensued with Brittany using items from the store to beat Jayna with. There was a total of 7 items that had Jayna's blood on them. Brittany then moved Jayna's car to give her time in order to doctor the crime scene. Brittany then gave herself cuts, put the size 14 men's shoes on to walk around the store as if a man perpetrated the crime, and then bound her hands and feet. During Brittany Norwood's trial, her college roommate testified that Brittany was known to steal things. On January 27, 2012, Brittany Norwood was sentenced to life in prison for first-degree murder. At sentencing, Brittany Norwood asked for mercy and for the judge to give her, quote, "a little bit of hope," end quote. Judge Greenberg said, quote, "I am exceedingly reluctant to grant you even the slightest chance of doing this to another member of the community. On several different levels, this case exemplified the worst of human behavior, from the cold-blooded, calculated way you committed the crime, and to the callous indifference of the people who worked at the Apple store who heard this happening and didn't do a blessed thing. You mutilated Miss Murray's body, and once the attack began, you reveled in the gore. After every blow, you had a chance to think about what you were doing. As you attempted to cover up the crime, you were devious, in control, totally on top of the situation, while you lied to try to get out of what you had done. You are one hell of a liar, ma'am. A person who would commit such a crime stands very little chance of being rehabilitated, end quote. That was per Judge Greenberg. Thank you for joining me this week. If there is a Maryland's Missing or Murdered case that you would like to see on this channel, email me at marylandsmissing@gmail.com. Music is by Silent Vengeance. Sources will be listed in the outro. Please like and subscribe. Click the bell so you will be notified when the next cases are released. I will see you again next week. Be kind to one another. You never know what will happen tomorrow.